Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Peoticoat Junction.
Uncle Joe? Uncle Joe? Do you know where Uncle Joe is? Where? Show me. Going up?
Oh, hi, Kate.
Found a new place to snooze?
Yeah, you never would have found me if it hadn't been for that four-legged fink.
Well, come on. Let's get the rocker out of there.
I haven't finished my researching.
Researching?
Trying to find out if the elevator's livable in case the hotel ever gets filled up and we have to rent it out.
I don't think we have to worry about that.
Well, I guess you're right, with the kind of reputation the hotel's been getting.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Kate, if you don't know, I'll be the first one to tell you.
Would you mind telling me?
Now, don't take this personal, but your cooking is driving people away.
Oh, is that all?
How can you keep so calm about it?
Uncle Joe, I don't know what it is you're trying to tell me, but whatever it is, would you chop some wood?
You hit the nail right on the head.
And your head's going to be next unless you chop some wood.
Hey, what's the sense of cutting wood for that stove when that's what's ruining your reputation?
There is nothing wrong with that stove except it needs some wood.
Hey, it's nice of you to stick up for it when it's what's ruining your cooking.
I haven't had any complaints about my cooking from anybody, including you.
Well, that's because I ain't no Lucius J. Penrose.
Lucius J. Penrose. How did he get in this conversation?
Oh, well, he's one of them gourmet type of eating experts, so naturally I just brought him up.
Would you chop some wood, huh?
Kate, what would you do if he dropped around for a sample meal?
He isn't dropping around.
Yeah, but suppose he didn't caught you with that stove. Kate, take my advice and get rid of it.
That stove works, and whatever works stays around here, and what doesn't work doesn't stay. Any questions?
Yeah. Where's the axe?
Hey, Charlie, where is Airy Mule?
Airy Mule?
That's where this stamp is from.
That's an airmail.
You mean they sent it airmail all the way from Airy Mule?
That's a United States airmail stamp.
Then how come we're carrying it by train? We'd get in a lot of trouble with them pilots.
It goes by airplane to the county seat airport, and by bus to Hooterville, and from Hooterville to the Shady Rest by train.
Well, how about that, Charlie? If it wasn't for our train, they couldn't carry the airmail.
Your pressure's dropping, Floyd.
Roger. You're over and you're out. If we're gonna fly airmail, we gotta talk airmail.
Kate. We brought the mail.
Good. Where is it?
In the words of the United States Post Office, neither rain in the sheets or a broom on the right can put stays in your appointed ground.
Just deliver the letter, not the Gettysburg Address.
Was that the Gettysburg Address?
2 cents due.
Oh. There you are.
I'll take it.
It's for Kate.
Lucius J. Penrose.
Is that who it's from? Now, ain't that a coincidence?
It sure is.
How you know?
Joe just said it was.
Kate mentioned his name not more than a half hour ago.
You mentioned it.
Well, I knew it was somebody's coincidence.
Who's Lucius Pembroke?
Penrose. He's a famous gourmet.
Oh, how about that?
Do you know what a gourmet is?
Of course.
What is it?
You tell him, Joe, and I'll see if you're right.
Well, a gourmet's a feller that can tell fried chicken from fried rabbit without counting the legs.
Right.
Thanks for bringing the letter, fellas.
Wait a minute, Kate. What does he say?
Nothing.
Didn't he say anything about accepting your invitation to drop out here for a sample meal?
Then you did write to him.
Oh, well, I might have dropped him a line. Mentioned your cooking.
What for? You said it was terrible.
Oh, don't listen to him, Kate. What does he know? He ain't no gourmet.
No, he can't count.
Kate, you know what'll happen if Lucius Penrose puts his seal of approval on your cooking? You'll be famous. Why, eaters from all over will flock to your table and stuff themselves with your Lucius Penrose approved type of cooking.
I don't need Mr. Penrose to approve my cooking.
No, we approve it, and we're 2 of the biggest eaters around. Aren't you, Charlie?
Thanks, Floyd.
Kate, what them 2 freeloaders say don't mean nothing. But if Lucius Penrose eats your cooking and puts his sign out in front of the hotel, you're in. Kate, I figure the sign will go right here.
What sign?
Uncle Joe invited Lucius Penrose to eat here.
The man that writes that famous newspaper column recommending restaurants all over the world?
Yeah, your mother's going to get recommended as soon as she puts in a new stove.
There's nothing wrong with my stove.
Mom! Mom, there's something wrong with the stove!
Oh, my goodness. What's wrong with it?
I don't know. It's smoking like crazy.
Oh, open the window. Uncle Joe, do something.
That takes care of the trouble.
It also takes care of the supper. What's wrong with the stove? Well, it seems like something stuck in the flue.
Smells like an old boot.
How'd you know? Whatever stuck in there. I mean, whatever happened. It's a good thing it happened before Lucius J. Penrose got here.
Well, that's the man that you dictated the letter to me that you didn't want to tell Mom that...
I know all about it.
Yeah. Well, now all we have to do is get this stove out of here and make room for the new one.
What new one?
You're going to buy one, ain't you?
No.
Well, Kate, you can't cook a meal for Lucius J. Penrose on top of old Smoky.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to.
I can see his column now. The hardy man ate a condemned meal.
Uncle Joe, even if I wanted to buy a new stove, there wouldn't be time for me to order it before Mr. Penrose gets here.
Well, it'll be here.
What?
Kate, I don't know how to say this, but I ordered one.
For somebody that didn't know how to say it, you said it. How could you order a
Kate,
stove
I'm just trying to help you.
Yes, and every time you do, I end up screaming for it.
Well, what kind of stove did you order, Uncle Joe?
Never mind that. How much is it going to cost?
Oh, it ain't very expensive.
How much isn't very expensive?
About $1 a week,
That's not bad.
52 weeks,
Oh, that's not bad.
7.5 years.
Now, that's bad.
Kate, instead of worrying about the cost, you should be thanking me for my foresight in ordering it.
Uncle Joe, would you mind explaining something to me? How come you were able to order a new stove in time for Mr. Penrose when you didn't know that this one was going to conk out?
Well, I guess it was just another one of them coincidental coincidences.
I trust everything met with your approval, Monsieur Penrose.
I'm still alive.
Is there anything I can get you?
Yes, the chef.
Call Robert. Oh, this will be such an honor for Robert to meet the great Lucius Penrose.
I'm sure it will.
Monsieur Penrose, did you enjoy the duck l'orange?
Thank you for identifying that mess for me. I thought it was the mystery meal.
Did I like it?
Monsieur Penrose! Monsieur Penrose! Monsieur Penrose! Oh, not your sign, Monsieur Penrose!
Sam, could I please use your phone? It's an emergency.
What's wrong?
Well, I gotta stop a stove.
A stove? Can't you need a new one?
Sam, could I please use your phone? I want to catch Floyd and Charlie before they leave Pixley with it.
Help yourself.
And you take 3 eggs and separate the whites and fold them into the batter, and then you...
Hello? Hello?
Who's there?
It's Kate Bradley, Selma.
Well, hang up. I'm talking. Where was I? Oh, yes. You take the batter and let it set.
Selma, please, this is an emergency.
So is this. Maud's expecting company, and she has to bake a cake.
Look, if you'll just let me use the phone for a minute or two, I have to stop a stove.
From doing what?
I haven't time to explain now, Selma, so would you mind hanging up?
All right. But this is one hang-up you owe me.
Sarah, would you get me the Pixley station? Uncle Joe, if that stove gets here.
What's all this fuss about a stove? Oh, I did Kate a favor and ordered her a new cook stove because the old one was smoking. Oh, maybe there's something stuck in the flue. What could get stuck in the flue? Well, I don't know. Oh, by the way, Joe, those new rubber boots you ordered ought to be here any day now.
Rubber? Hello? Oh, are you sure, Sarah? Well, okay, thanks. Pixley station doesn't answer. What time is it?
3 o'clock. They must have just left on their 12 o'clock run.
All days to be on time.
Maybe you can catch them before they pass Ben Miller's.
Leave it in the oven for exactly 50 minutes, then take it out and sprinkle powdered sugar on it. And then let it set. Of course it's good. Well, I've been making this for years. It's my own private recipe.
Selma, that's my recipe. I gave it to you.
You did not give it to me.
I certainly did, Maudie. That's my recipe.
Maud, don't pay attention to her. Kate Bradley, you have no right to eavesdrop.
Selma, you said you'd let me use the phone. Now, would you mind stop talking?
Very well. Goodbye, Maud. I hope you enjoy my recipe.
Hello, Sarah. Would you get me Ben Miller?
Sarah's ringing Ben. Oh, hello, Ben. This is Kate. Has the Kate... Never mind, Ben. They passed Ben Miller.
Kate, you've got nothing to lose by letting that stove get here.
I haven't.
Oh, there's a 14-day free trial on it. If you don't like it, you can send it back.
Suppose I like it.
Then you keep it.
I can't afford to keep it.
Then send it back.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do if I can stop that train.
Well, you better hurry up. They'll be passing Fred Ziffels any minute.
Sarah? It's Kate again.
Would you try Fred Zippel's pig farm for me?
You're not having much luck, Kate.
Why, Selma Plout, you promised to get off the phone.
I said I'd get off for talking. I didn't say I'd get off for listening.
Sarah, ring it again. Fred isn't answering.
Maybe he's out in Arnold's pen.
Well, if he was, he'd answer. Arnold has an extension in his pen. Sarah, you better try Newt Kiley's, huh? Doesn't sound like he's home either. Keep ringing, Sarah.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, Floyd. Floyd, I've been trying to head off you and Charlie.
We got your new stove on the train.
Swell. Thanks, Sam.
That's okay. Oh, I better let Selma know she can use the phone.
And then when she couldn't get Fred Ziffel, she tried Newt Kiley. And Sarah rang his number and rang it and rang it.
I was going to put a piece in the paper about this. By the time it comes out, it'll be old news.
I should have sent it back.
You've got 14 days.
It's going to take us that long to put it together. There's more of it?
Well, these are the instructions.
I don't need any instructions.
Look, why don't we call Harley Smith and let him put it together? He's an expert on stoves.
Now, why pay him good money? I've been around stoves as much as he has.
Yeah, but he works around stoves. You just sit around them.
Take flange A.
Flange A. Flange A.
Insert flange A into slot C on side 1.
A into C on side 1.
Tape connecting coil B.
Connecting coil B. Coil B.
Insert coil B into lower heating unit G1.
B into lower heating unit G1. Nothing to this, Kate. What's next?
Wing nuts 7, 8, and 9. And the bolts 1, 2, and 3 connect to the plate F with the 3 tiny holes. Well, that does it. How does she look?
Well, she looks like she does in the picture, but she's tilting. Looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Maybe you're only supposed to cook Italian food on it. What do you think, Uncle Joe? Uncle Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That's cooking.
Get me out of here.
Well, back to the drawing board.
There you are, Kate.
We got some parts left over.
Oh, I guess the factory made a mistake and put in too many.
What do we do now?
All you gotta do is plug it in and start cooking.
Oh, no, thank you.
Here, you put it in the socket, Betty.
I'm too young.
Afraid, huh? Here, you show him, Kate.
You show 'em.
Maybe you were right about calling Harley Smith.
Plug it in.
What's the matter? Mom, you better take another look at the instruction book.
I don't have to. All you have to do is strike match A and light candle B.
Joe?
Oh, is that you, Harley?
Harley ain't here yet. Kate said for you to keep pumping. She ain't finished cooking supper yet.
What's she cooking?
I don't know, but you'll be eating by candlelight. Ain't that romantic?
Uncle Joe!
You know, it's a good thing this happened. Good training for the contest.
What contest?
The Mr. Hooterville contest.
What's that?
No, it's the old Miss Hooterville contest.
Oh, you mean where they give a prize to the girl with the best legs?
Yeah, they found they didn't have enough girls for the contest this year, so they shifted it to the men.
Oh, you think I could enter?
With legs like those, they'd laugh you out of town.
Oh.
Of course, with a little exercise, you might stand a chance.
You think so?
Sure. Too bad you ain't got a bike. You know, they're talking about $50 first prize money.
$50?
$25 a leg.
You don't know where I'd get a bike, do you, Joe?
I'm afraid not. Hey, wait a minute. I ain't eligible. They'll probably want me to be the judge.
Well, could I borrow your bike, Joe?
Well, I don't know.
Please.
Well, what's a friend for if you can't do him a favor?
Uncle Joe?
How am I doing, Joe?
You've just started. Don't expect miracles.
Where are you going?
Up to fill out your Mr. Hooterville application.
You're a real friend, Joe.
That the best silver we've got?
From the Waldorf. That's the best hotel in the county seat.
Ain't you gonna put no flowers on the table?
Well, Mom's dusting the carnations.
The roses are better.
The wax melted.
Where's the finger bowl? Mr. Penrose is coming.
Uncle Joe, why don't you go and put on a tie?
Hey, the train's coming.
I heard it.
Ain't you gonna put on a tie?
Well, of course I'm good.
Doggone, I must have sure are sore.
How come you let Joe euchre you into riding that bike 5 hours?
He didn't euchre me. I wanted to. Ain't that beautiful?
Did you enjoy your trip, Mr. Penrose?
It was delightful. What were you before you ran this train, a kamikaze pilot? And incidentally, about an hour back, there was an uncommonly smooth stretch of rail. Don't you think you ought to report it?
Ain't he a nice fella?
He's coming, Kate. Hurry it up.
Don't worry, Uncle Joe. Now, girls, remember, you serve from the left and take from the right.
Why? Are you superstitious?
Attention. I am Lucius Penrose.
Mr. Penrose, on behalf of the staff and the owners of this establishment, I welcome you to the Shady Rest, home of the fine cuisine and good cooking.
Where is the dining room? Good grief, Louisa May Alcott and the Little Women.
Mr. Penrose, this is Kate Bradley, the woman whose cooking is the principal feature of the Shady Rest Hotel, which you're going to put up a sign up in front of. And furthermore...
Uncle Joe, would you please stop talking and say something?
Those are the most sensible words I've heard since I arrived. When do I eat?
Right this way, Mr. Penrose.
This is the dining room?
Yes, sir.
Does the Smithsonian Institute know that you stole their furniture?
Now, look here, Mr. Pinnose.
Penrose is the name.
But whatever it is, if you weren't my guest, there are a few things that I
You're
could...
talking to Mr. Penrose.
That's all right. I find it rather refreshing.
Oh, no, don't sit down.
Why, is there something on the chair?
No, I want you to see our stove.
He isn't interested.
Oh, I'm sure he is. You don't see stoves like that up in the big city.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Well, I'm sure he ain't.
Oh, no. My back has taken enough suffering from that train ride. So shall we see it now?
There she is.
What is this?
That's my stove.
Your stove? But how sad. How very, very sad.
Sad? What do you mean, sad? That's the best stove you can buy for $1 a week.
Yes, what a price to pay for civilization. Mrs. Bradley, for the past 15 years, every meal that I've had, every bit of food that I've eaten has come from a barren, faceless, mechanical monster like this. That's why, when I accepted your invitation, I was hoping for a real, old-fashioned meal, cooked as only good food should be cooked, on a slow-burning wood fire.
Well, if that don't beat a boot in the flu. Uncle Joe, get the axe. If Mr. Penrose came here for a wood-cooked meal, that's what he's going to get.
This soup is fantastic. There's only one way to cook, with wood. I'm awarding your mother the Lucius Penrose seal of approval.
Wait till you taste Mom's fried chicken.
Bring it on.
Ready for the fried chicken, Mom.
Coming up. More wood, Uncle Joe.
Oh, Kate.
I gotta get that pressure up to 160 because I'm gonna bake muffins next.
Peoticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Peoticoat Junction.
Joe, I thought I asked you to set the table.
I didn't know how many to set it for.
Same old crowd, you, me, and the girls.
I thought I'd wait and see if any guests checked in. There's no sense in setting the table and having to add more plates.
Well, if you're waiting for guests, you might not set it for 3 weeks. So, would you please get the plates and the silverware?
Where are they?
The same place they've been for the last 20 years, in the cupboard.
I thought you might have moved them.
No, I didn't move them.
Betty's job to set the table.
She's playing baseball. The Hooterville Hawks are having a doubleheader today.
Well, it ain't right. Everybody's got a job around here. Betty's job is setting the table. Bobby's job is clearing it. Billy's job is drying the dishes. Your job
Just
is...
trying to find out what your job is.
I manage the hotel and set the policy.
Well, you've done enough policy setting for one day. Now, would you please set the table? Oh, hi, Betty Jo.
Hello, Mother. Uncle Joseph.
How'd the game go?
Game?
Did you win?
Win what?
Well, wasn't there a doubleheader with the Pixie Pirates today?
I didn't play.
Fellers wouldn't let you play?
Let her? She's hitting .417, fielding .822, and she stole 34 bases.
Mother, you might as well face it. I've hung up my glove.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. You know, it's been a long while since you hung up anything.
I've finally discovered that there are more important things in life than playing shortstop for the Hooterville Hawks.
Thinking of playing the outfield?
I'm through with baseball forever. I've decided to devote my life to science.
Well, it's nice. Would you like a glass of milk and a cookie?
Did you hear what I said?
Hey, how'd the game go today, infant?
I'm not an infant, and I didn't play.
Well, gee, that's not going to do your batting average any good.
I'm not interested in baseball.
Do you mean to tell me you're going to take Mickey Mantle's picture out of your locket?
Doesn't anybody understand?
Adolescence. Ugh. May I please have the sliced tomatoes, Betty Jo? Thanks. Now will you pass the corn?
Betty Jo? Betty Jo?
Here you are, Mom.
Thank you, but I didn't want the spare ribs. I wanted to ask you something. When you go to the library, do you eat?
No, ma'am.
Well, then, when you're eating, don't read.
Oh, but it's such an interesting book.
Life of Madame Curie. What's so interesting about reading a cooking book?
It's not a cookbook. It's about Madame Curie. She discovered radium.
I just discovered something. I got 4 knives. Who set the table?
Uncle Joe, any complaints, tell him.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I got 4 forks, too.
Mom, may I be excused?
You haven't eaten.
I want to finish this book so I can write a report on it.
Well, you did a science report 2 weeks ago.
Well, this is a special report for extra credit.
Well, that's the first time you've done any extra work for Mr. Grimes.
How is old Grim Grimes?
Now, Billy Joe.
Well, that's what we used to call him.
Mr. Grimes is retired.
Oh, who's taking his place?
Mr. Barrett. Oh, Mom. He's the most handsome, wonderful, interesting, delightful...
To me, I've heard those words before.
When?
From Billy Joe. When she had the most handsome, wonderful, interesting, delightful art teacher.
Billy sure had a crush on him.
Now, that was just schoolgirl stuff.
Well, if you think I have a crush on Roland.
Roland? That's his first name. Roland. Oh, Mom, you have no idea. Science is just fascinating.
So was the art teacher. But I'm glad to see that you're finally getting interested in something. What was that?
He eats better than I do.
Where'd you get this?
Probably bought himself a side of beef.
I don't think this is a beef bone.
Oh, well, what difference does it make?
A lot of difference. This might have some scientific significance.
Well, here's one way of finding out. Tomorrow, why don't you ask Mr. Barrett about it?
Mom, that's a great idea.
Thanks. But I'm sure you would have thought of it.
Obviously, it's not a beef bone.
Obviously.
It looks like it might belong to a prehistoric animal. This could be very important.
Could be the most important thing that ever happened to me.
Yes, Miss Bradley.
Betty Joe.
Miss Betty Joe. When did you discover this?
When Mr. Grimes retired. I mean, the dog found it.
Where?
Oh, I don't know. He's always bringing home old bones.
Do you think he could show me where he found it?
Well, no, sir. He could show me, and then I could show you. That is, if you were along.
Oh.
I have an idea. How would you like to come to the hotel for supper tonight? And then we can talk to the dog. And my family.
That would be very nice. What time?
4:30?
Isn't that a little early?
Not for me.
How about 6?
I'll be there.
Oops. Please, Uncle Joe.
I set the table for you last night.
But I've got to change my dress.
What's wrong with the one you're wearing?
Mr. Barrett saw me in this dress today.
Okay, I'll set it for you.
Thanks. Oh, by the way, Mom, will you make the chicken good tonight?
What?
Oh, well, not that it isn't always good, but I mean extra good.
Betty Joe, this is not the first time I've cooked a meal for the school teachers that you girls get crushes on. I've cooked for Bobby Joe's history teacher, Billy Joe's art teacher, and I think I can cook for science teacher.
Mom, I know he's going to like you.
Well, I'll do my very, very best to make him proud of me.
I'm proud of you. And I'd be proud of you, too, Uncle Joe, if you wear a collar and tie.
No, thanks.
But, Uncle Joe, you've gotta. It's very important.
He will.
I didn't wear a collar and tie for the coach of the Hooterville Hawks.
Where's the dog?
I don't know.
Well, doesn't he realize how important this is? Mr. Barrett's coming to see him.
And why doesn't he wear the collar and tie?
Won't anybody cooperate with me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Betty Joe?
How do I look, Mom?
Well, it depends on what you're made up for.
Mr. Barrett?
Oh, well, in that case, may I make a few suggestions?
Of course.
Wash your face, take down your hair, and put on your brown dress.
Oh, Mom, that's so schoolgirlish.
That's what you are. So wash your face and change your dress.
Gosh, how would you like to look like a high school kid?
I'd love it.
May I help you?
I'm Roland Barrett.
Oh. Oh,
Oh, I'm Billy Joe. I'm Betty Joe's older sister.
I'm glad to know you. Is Betty Jo home?
Yes. She's probably polishing her saddle shoes or something. Just sit down.
Thank you.
I don't go to Hooterville High School anymore.
I didn't think you did. I haven't seen you around.
No, as a matter of fact, I graduated ages ago. I'm halfway through business school.
Oh, planning a career in the business world?
Until Mr. Wright comes along.
Mr. Wright?
That's certain somebody.
You think, Betty Jo will be down soon?
You're darn right I'll be down soon. Still? Mom, she's trying to get her hooks into him.
She's just entertaining Mr. Barrett.
Entertaining? She's putting on a whole floor show. And I know just what's going to happen next.
Don't you think a woman should marry a man who's her intellectual superior? Don't you think a woman should marry a man who's her intellectual superior?
Well,
I suppose it's a matter of chemistry. When the two right people meet, it's like a big explosion.
Explosion? I'll show her an explosion. Wait till I get my hands on her. Pow! Oh, Mom, why can't Billy get her own boyfriend?
Honey, he is not your boyfriend. He came to see the dog.
That's just an excuse. He really wanted to come to see me. Oh, Mom, you just don't understand.
Now listen to me. A long time ago, I felt just like you do about my history teacher, Henry Roynish. I loved him all the way from the Boston Tea Party to the Spanish-American War. Just when Teddy Roosevelt was halfway up San Juan Hill, he eloped with the gym teacher.
Mom!
Oh, well, go. You're fixed. Go.
Good evening, Mr. Barrett.
There's the dog. Here, boy.
Look, he's got another bone.
Is it valuable?
Never brought home nothing valuable yet, including himself.
Do you have the other bone?
Yes, I put it right over here. What'd you do with the bone?
They look just alike, except that one's bigger.
Yes, but I do think they came from the same animal.
But what kind of animal?
Could they be from one of them diamond sores? Years ago, they laid fossils all around here.
I don't think it came from one of them those dinosaurs. It might be a member of the Brontosaurus family. I wish I had someone to talk to about this.
Well, there's a museum up in Pixley.
Well, I tried them, but they closed for a while for repairs.
Maybe if the dog brought home more, we could put them together and find out what kind of animal it was.
I'll talk to him. Look, stupid. You've been dragging home strange bones. Where are they coming from? There's your answer.
Where'd you get the bone? Well, show us.
He wants us to follow him. Come on. You sure are the bearingest dog.
It looks like the last day of the Hooterville rummage sale.
Where did you hide the bone?
Well, here we go again.
Wonder what the train's coming for.
Charlie and Floyd promised to pick me up.
Oh, but we didn't find the bones.
It's getting pretty late.
Well, tomorrow's Saturday. We could spend the whole day looking.
Mr. Barrett, why don't you come to lunch tomorrow?
I was going to ask him that.
Well, I hate to impose.
Oh, you're not imposing.
All right, what time?
9:30.
Not a phone. A bone.
B-O-A-N.
Now try Brontosaurus.
Oh, let me try talking to him once. All right, now I'm going to give you one more chance. Where are the bones?
That's a new place.
At last. Well, come on.
Where are you going? Under the porch.
Just a minute.
What?
You'll never make it. You want to play more baseball? Uncle Joe, would you get me a flashlight?
Joe?
Yes, I just scrambled an egg.
The dog show you where them bones are?
I'm following him. I found the place.
Ask her where, Uncle Joe.
Where?
Under the lobby. There's not enough room. I can't crawl any farther. The space is about this big. There's just enough room for the dog to get through.
From the looks of these, I'd say there was a whole brontosaurus skeleton under the hotel, Mrs. Bradley.
Well, that's better than termites.
Mom, how can you take this so calmly?
How else can I take it?
Mom, we gotta get it out of there.
Why?
In the interest of science.
Well, frankly, I'm not that interested in science.
Mrs. Bradley, you can't ignore a thing like this.
Of course you can't. What do you think will happen when word gets around that you're living over a brontosaurus graveyard? Scientists will flock here from all over the world to take a look at 50 cents a peek.
Just how are they going to see it?
Simple. We'll cut a hole in the middle of the lobby for them to look through.
Anybody want some pie and coffee?
Hey, there's a fortune under this hotel.
Just my luck. And I've been trying to make a fortune over it.
Mrs. Bradley, I'm not interested in the commercial possibilities of this discovery.
I am.
But a discovery like this is of major scientific importance. If you would only allow us to dig down through the lobby.
Which I won't.
But, Mrs. Bradley...
Look, I can't let you tear up my hotel just because the dog put a few bones under it.
Look.
Mrs. Bradley, do you know what you're looking at?
Yeah, a great big hole in the middle of my lobby.
My floor. Oh, don't worry, Mom. We'll put it back the way it was. See, we've got each piece numbered.
Suppose it rubs off.
It can't.
Swell.
Oh, don't worry, Mom. We know where it goes. On the floor.
Uncle Joe, shouldn't the dog be carrying that and you be carrying the big piece?
Well, I wanted to, but he talked me out of it.
Find anything yet?
We just started digging.
We're a couple of feet down.
Why don't you grab a shovel and help?
If I grab a shovel, it won't be to help. Does anyone want a sandwich?
Mom, are you all right?
Throw me a roll. Good afternoon. Can I help you?
I'd like a room.
Single or double?
Single.
Oh, well, let's see now. Would you like number 4?
If you don't mind, I'd rather have an inside room.
An inside room? Well, I could give you number 7, but you'll have to climb in the window with a ladder. We're digging up the lobby.
Something wrong?
Well, we're looking for a brontosaurus.
A bronto? I'll see you next trip.
Well, that's the 3rd guest that checked out before checking in. Why did you have to block the stairway?
Wait till we find the rest of them bones. There'll be a solid line from here to the train.
Going in what direction?
There you go.
Thanks.
Okay, you get some good sleep now.
Good night.
The dog found another one.
Well, let me see. Yeah. Hey, where'd you get that? He must have been digging while we were asleep. Come on.
Is anybody interested in digging out these old bones?
Sheriff, this is Clarence McGill, curator of the Pixley Museum. I would like to report a missing baby brontosaurus. B-R-O. I just got back from my vacation, and I came in here, and I... Just a second, Sheriff. Never mind, Sheriff. I think I just got a line on the thief. Here, boy. Here, boy. Here, boy. Come back! Come back! Madam, that dog has stolen my baby brontosaurus, bone by bone.
From where?
The Pixley Museum. I am the curator.
Oh, just a minute. Everybody out of the pit. We'll have your bones for you in just a minute. Would you like them in a doggy bag?
What am I going to do with these?
What are they?
Thermometers. I bought 100 of them.
What for?
I was going to paste them on spare rib bones and sell them to the scientists as prehistoric souvenirs.
Well, maybe you can make a deal with the Pixley Museum.
Mom, have you seen my baseball mitt?
Baseball mitt? I thought you'd given that up for science.
Science? Well, why does everybody think I'm interested in science?
It's just a silly idea.
And do you think you could get Mr. Barrett interested in buying some thermometers to see how hot it is in his classroom?
I'll ask him when I see him. He won't be in school for a couple of weeks.
Where is he?
He eloped with the gym teacher.
Oh, don't they always? Here you are.
Thanks.
Wait him out. Don't take any bad pitches.
You've been to the museum again? Where'd you get that? Never mind. I don't want to know.
Peoticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Peoticoat Junction.
You looking for something?
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought you might have lost something.
No?
Good.
Hey, Kate.
Hmm?
Did you find something?
You lose something?
Maybe.
Well, if you don't know if you lost it, I don't know if I found it.
Well, Kate, I didn't lose it. I hid it.
Hid what?
What I hid?
Well, what was it?
Well, if I wanted you to know, Kate, I wouldn't have hidden it.
Makes sense.
If you found any money, it's mine.
Money?
$15. I hid it under my Indian.
Where did you get $15?
Did you find it?
No.
Then never mind where I got it. Here. Hold it.
Wait, Uncle Joe.
Here it is. Here it is.
Where did you get that money?
I earned it.
Doing what?
Using my head.
Of all the lame-brained, half-baked schemes you ever come up with, Joe, this one really takes the cake.
Yeah, we want our money back.
What'd you do?
You fellas are reneging on your investments. The plan ain't even in operation yet.
You're darn right it ain't, and it ain't gonna be.
What'd he do? What'd he do?
I'll tell you what I did. I dreamed up $1 million scheme. Make Hooterville the fishing paradise of the county.
He was gonna stock the creek with fish.
What's wrong with that?
Halibut?
Uncle Joe, give them back their money.
What's wrong with halibut?
What's wrong with halibut? I never caught one of them in the creek.
Because halibut is a saltwater fish.
I know that, and you know that. But the fishermen don't know that.
Give them back their money.
I can't, Kate. It's in escrow.
Well, put your hand in your pocket and get it out of escrow. That's a good boy.
There's your 5.
That's mine.
How you know?
It had that feller's picture on it.
Here. There's your 5, Sam.
Where's mine?
I gave you yours.
I gave it to Floyd.
Well, that's between you and him.
You know, I'm surprised at you, Sam, smart businessman, investing $5 in one of Uncle Joe's schemes.
Well, I thought it was a good idea until I found out about the halibut.
Well, I just don't understand you being taken by Uncle Joe. Now, how much was it? Oh,
What's that, Kate?
I forgot I took this. This is my purse with the built-in burglar alarm.
I never saw one of those.
It's the only one in the valley.
Where'd you get that, Kate?
I bought it from the inventor.
Oh.
Come on, Uncle Joe.
All I had to do was throw a little salt in that creek. Them halibut wouldn't have known whether they were in the Atlantic or the Pacific.
Uncle Joe, no more schemes.
But, Kate,
No more schemes.
all I'm trying to do is make an honest living.
Have you ever thought of work?
Getting $15 out of them tightwads wasn't play.
Well, nevertheless, you're going to promise me that you're through with these get-rich-quick schemes.
Well, okay.
Promise me on my burglar alarm purse.
What's the matter with you? Can't you see there ain't no train coming? Quiet, I'm trying to sleep. Cut that out, I'm trying. Oh, hi, Hector.
How are you, Joe?
All right.
Can you lend me $1, Joe?
I'll see you around, Hector.
Please, Joe, I need it real bad.
What do you want it for?
Shaving a haircut?
Going to a party?
No, I just need a haircut.
I seen you in the barber shop less than 2 weeks ago.
I know. I've been hair sprouting like everything. I guess it must be all this here goat's milk I've been drinking lately. Can't be anything else.
Been eating anything different?
No, same as always, raw turnips and greens, and once in a while a slow rabbit. I guess the feller what sold me this here goat must have been telling the truth.
What do you mean by that?
He said he is as bald as an American eagle till he started drinking goat's milk.
Sounds like a story I'd have come up with about an hour ago before my retirement.
Can you lend me the $1, Joe?
You say this fellow is as bald as an American eagle?
Yeah. The $1?
Be unpatriotic to lie about the American eagle, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. How about the $1, Joe? I'm suffocating in all this here hair here.
Victor, how long you and me been friends?
Oh, 10, 15 years.
And during all that time, I've never lent you any money, have I?
No,
That's why we've been friends. And I'm not going to start being unfriendly now. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll give you $1 for the goat.
It ain't for sale.
Well, I'll see you around, Hector. $1.25.
So long, Joe.
I'll give you $1.50, and that's as far as I'll go to try and make you friendly.
That ain't very friendly.
How friendly you aiming for me to be?
$1.65.
So. Here you are. Now keep your eye on him. It's $1 million property.
Oh, hi, Uncle Joe.
Hi, Kate. Can I help you?
What did you say?
Can I help you?
Do you feel all right?
Of course I do. Here, let me do that. Kate, I've been thinking.
You are sick.
I don't know what I could have had in mind when I wanted to stock that creek with halibut.
$15, that's what you had in mind.
Kate, you're a wonderful woman for putting up with me.
All right, what's the scheme?
What scheme?
The one you're buttering me up for.
I don't blame you for being suspicious, but I just wanted to show my appreciation.
For being suspicious?
No, for putting up with me. To show you how grateful I am, I got you a present.
A present?
Don't say nothing. Just accept it as a token of my gratitude.
Well, that's very nice of you. Well, why don't you bring it in and I'll unwrap it?
Well, ain't the unwrapping kind.
Well, what kind is it?
Mom, quick! Go away, go away! Hurry up! Help!
Get that goat out of the yard!
Kate, that's your present.
My present?
I just wanted to give you something to remember me by.
I'll have something to remember you by. Your empty room.
Will somebody please help us?
He's just playing.
Uncle Joe!
Quick, hurry, somebody!
I'll handle this. Let go. Let go. Give me that thing. Give me that thing. Dad, burn that blasted miserable goat.
Oh, he was just playing.
Hey, come back with our dog.
Hold still. You're making history. This is the first batch of Carson's grow hair grower. Quiet. You're a silent partner. Come here. Here. Now hold that, otherwise you're out of the company.
Mom, my best dress.
Uncle Joe?
Now, don't blame me, it was his fault. I told him to keep his eye on the goat, but you can't give him any responsibility.
Get rid of him.
All right, you heard her. Pack your bones and get out.
Not him, the goat.
Don't you like your present?
I like it, but I also like my sheets and towels.
And your pillowcases and my party dress.
Well, he's got a good appetite. He's a growing goat.
Just one more thing.
Mom! Mom, come out here quick!
What's the matter?
The goat's eating the porch!
Uncle Joe, you gotta get rid of that goat.
But I gave it to you as a present.
Fine, then I'll get rid of it.
Why do you want to get rid of it?
Because the least you can do is stop eating while we're talking about you.
You don't want to get rid of that goat.
Oh, yes, I do.
Gee, that's a valuable goat. Wait till I tell you what it can do.
I know what it can do.
You won't believe this, but that goat can grow hair.
Most goats can.
I mean on human people. It's worth $1 million.
Uncle Joe, you promised on my burglar alarm purse that you wouldn't get mixed up in any more schemes.
Hey, this ain't no scheme. I've stumbled on the secret of the century.
Well, when you stumbled, you must have hit your head.
Have you any idea what it's like to be bald?
Well, no, thank goodness.
Well, according to the reports on baldness from the FBI...
The FBI? Are they on your trail already?
Federal Barbers Institute. There's over 3 million bald heads running around the country looking for ways to grow hair, and I've got it.
And you can keep it.
Let's see. Carson's grow hair grower. I figure at $2 a bottle, that makes...
$18 million.
Plus a nickel deposit on every bottle.
Well, here are your linens, Kate. I'm sorry I don't carry porch rails.
You know I wish I could laugh, Sam. But that goat has eaten me out of house and hotel. If I could teach Uncle Joe a lesson, I might cure him once and for all.
You got any ideas?
Frankly, no. You have any?
Well, no.
Do that again.
What'd I do?
You just gave me an idea.
I did?
I thought Sam would be a great idea for my first customer.
Your first customer?
It's my goat.
Who got the idea of milking it for millions?
Well, you did.
And that should make us equal partners. 75% for me, 25% for you.
Well, it doesn't sound very equal to me.
Well, you own the goat.
Well, if I own the goat, then I should get 75%.
But I take care of all the production, the bottling, the promotion, the selling.
50-50.
Okay, but remember, leave the selling of Sam to me.
You think you ought to? He's probably still holding that halibut over your head.
Don't worry about Sam. I can outshrewd him any day in the week.
Morning, Sam.
Morning, Kate. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Baldy.
You noticed.
Except for the fringe benefit, you're as bald as an American eagle.
Joe, if there was something that would grow hair, I'd pay up to $2 a bottle for it.
Don't be so anxious.
What I mean is I'd pay anything up to $2 a bottle for it.
Sam, it's a lucky thing for you I dropped in here this morning.
I'll take it.
Take it easy.
I mean, I'll take it as a favor if you'll tell me why it's lucky that you dropped by here this morning. Is that better?
Oh, much.
Sam, guess what this is?
I'll take it.
I'll admit it looks like ordinary milk, but don't let appearances deceive you. This is Carson's Grow Hair Grower. If I took this to a research chemist, what do you think he'd find?
I'll take it.
1 magnum of cesium, 10 centipedes of potassium, and other rare elements of chemistry too numerous to mention.
Sold.
And the price of this extra large 1-ounce bottle is
sold.
Don't you want to even know how much it costs?
No, I just want to start sprinkling it on my head.
It ain't a sprinkler, it's a drinker.
Oh, how much is it?
Well, seeing as you're one of my closest bald friends, I'll let you have it at cost. $2.
$2? Joe, if that'll do what you say it'll do, it's worth more than that.
Well, 2.5 including the bottle.
$2. Joe, you got a gold mine here. How about taking me in as a partner?
I've already got a partner, Kate.
Kate? Well, then it must be good.
Mm-hmm. You be sure to drink every drop.
Yeah, and when you wake up in the morning, don't be surprised if you find fuzz where your hair once was. That's our slogan.
Yeah.
Joe, I'll never forget you for this.
Hi, Kate.
Hi there.
Didn't anyone ever teach you to take your hat off when a woman gets on the train?
Ain't nothing like that in the conductor's rules.
It's in the politenesses rules. Take it off. Oh, hi, Baldy.
Baldy?
Well, take it easy, Floyd.
He called me Baldy. Ain't nobody calls me that and gets away with it.
Floyd, there's no need to be called Baldy anymore. What you need is a bottle of this.
What's that?
Carson's Grow Hair Grower. Only $3 a bottle. Sam bought a bottle, didn't he, Kate?
He certainly did.
Yeah, Sam was the first one to fall for the halibut swindle.
Yeah, I may be dumb, but I ain't gonna waste my money on that kind of junk.
Okay, check with Sam later and see what happens to him.
It ain't possible.
Yes, it is, with Carson's Grow Hair Grower.
Well, it sure growed. And you said it's the same as the halibut swindle. I gotta get me a bottle of that before Joe sells out.
Floyd, there's no hurry.
Yes, there is. I don't want to be the only skinhead in town.
Joe's tonic don't work.
Well, it sure worked on you.
This ain't mine.
Do you mean that this is just another one of Joe's get-rich-quick schemes?
Yeah.
You sure it ain't real?
No. Me and Kate are just teaching Joe a lesson.
It don't work?
No, it don't. You fellas could help us out. Now, here's what you could do.
Doggone it. I was fixing to buy myself a brush and comb.
Shall I fill these to the top, Uncle Joe?
Of course not. What do you think I painted the bottles white for? How's the sign?
Well, it's still a little wet, Uncle Joe, so be careful.
Look at this, Kate. Your new life is about to begin. You'll have curly locks where you once had skin. What do you think of it?
Very moving.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Sam. Sam!
Joe, I just had to come here and show you what you did for me. How do I look?
Change the sign to $15.
Well, I gotta get going. I got a date at the barber shop to get my hair cut instead of tweezed.
Gee, it worked! It worked!
It worked like a charm. You should have seen the expression on Joe's face.
Kate, we'll have to start milking twice a day. Get more bottles.
Howdy.
Lloyd, is that you?
Let me look. Yeah, it's me. Handsome devil, ain't I? Joe, I don't know how to thank you. I would all to hire Grow.
I didn't sell you any.
No, Sam had a few swigs left in the bottle, and he sold them to me for $3.
What? He can't do that. He ain't an authorized dealer.
Where are you going?
To tell Sam to butt out. Nobody sells Grow except me.
Lloyd, where did you get that wig?
From Sam, but it looks better on me.
But if Uncle Joe sees Sam without his wig, there's going to be more exposed than Sam's head.
Floyd, give me that.
No, you got your own hair. It's the first time in years I've had any.
Lloyd, you're going to ruin the whole plan. Give me that. Where's the dog? Oh, here, boy. Take this down to Sam at the train.
Hey, cut it out.
Look. Joe must be coming. Quick.
Oh, hi, Joe.
Now, look here, Sam Drucker. You've got to stop infringing.
I'd be glad to, but that grow is powerful stuff.
I mean, you got to stop selling it without a franchise.
It's my bottle. I can do what I want with it.
All right, just for that, I won't sell you anymore, no matter how much you beg.
What's the matter?
Strange how that goat specializes in that one hairstyle.
Hey, Joe, tell Floyd to get on down here. We gotta pull out.
Okay.
Quick, give this to Floyd.
Watch where you're going, you clumsy dog. What you got in your mouth?
Looks like a chipmunk to me.
What are you doing that for?
Publicity. After all, people aren't going to know our hair grower really works unless they see it with their own eyes.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Of course, we should have a picture of Sam, too. After all, 2 heads of hair are better than 1.
Well, how are you going to take a picture of Sam when I'm...
You're going to go get him, aren't you, Uncle Joe?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Here, take this to Mr. Drucker.
I don't understand what you're doing. When Joe gets back, he's going to see me this way.
No, he won't, because you'll be upstairs combing your hair.
Well, how can I be combing my hair when Sam's wearing it?
Floyd, upstairs.
Hold still.
You gonna give me a franchise?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Snap it. I'll get the film developed for you.
I got one more picture.
Do you want to take mine?
Oh, you ain't a hair grower product. Hey, what we ought to do is take a picture of you and Floyd together.
Ooh, that ought to be interesting.
Where is he?
Upstairs, combing his hair.
I'll get him, Joe. I want to comb my hair, too.
I ain't had so much fun in years. Wonder if Joe's got in that brilliant team.
Oh, come on, Floyd. They're waiting for you.
Where's Sam? This is no way to run $1 million enterprise.
I'll get him. All ready.
Where's Floyd?
Combing his hair.
I'll get him.
Here, Floyd.
Very funny.
And you owe me $2 I paid you for that phony hair grower.
You sold it to Floyd for $3.
I forgot about that. You also owe him $3.
How much did the wig cost?
Well, that was a Halloween special, $6.95.
Well, you better put that on the bill, too.
That brings it to $11.95.
And Uncle Joe, the next time you get another harebrained scheme, Sam is going to print this on the front page of the Hooterville World Guardian.
Hi, Hector.
Howdy, Miss Bradley. Hi there, Joe. Is Joe still mad at me?
You're darn right I am. Hoodwinking me into thinking that goat was a hair grower.
Well, she is.
Now, let's not start that again, huh?
You got your goat back. Where's my $1.65?
That's what I come to talk to you about. I was on my way over here yesterday to give it to you when I run into this feller what wanted to sell me his fishing pole. So I bought it. Ain't it a beaut?
Oh, it certainly is.
The feller said it'd catch anything. Would it be all right if I paid you off in fish?
Would you catch any?
The creek is crawling with them. Tell me, would you like a big one or a little one?
Well, a big one if you can spare it.
All ready?
Oh, well, say. What is that?
That's a halibut.
Halibut? Hector, wait!
Oh, you better get used to the smell of this. I got a feeling that Hooterville's going to be the halibut capital of the world.
Peoticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Peoticoat Junction.
For 2 weeks, huh?
He's all right, Kate.
Yeah, how do you explain that?
Probably did his laundry and hung it out to dry.
Those are Mom's sheets.
It was darn nice of him to take the trouble to do them.
Uncle Joe, how come every time a deadbeat comes to this hotel, he asks for you when he registers?
I got a national reputation.
For what? Whose notebook is that?
It's got Mr. Conway's name on it. I guess he dropped it.
He didn't drop his wallet, too, did he?
It's a list of hotels.
Are we in it? Yeah. Shady Rest Hotel. Be sure and contact it. Oh, it's just a lot of useless information.
May I? Be sure to contact Joe Carson. He is a big windbag, but if handled right, he is good for 2 weeks free room and board. Caution, avoid Kate Bradley. She's murder.
What's that?
Well, it looks like a traveling salesman's guide to the hotels of America with handy hints for avoiding payment.
How about that? I wonder how many books like that there are.
What worries me is how many are there with Uncle Joe's name in them.
Joe Carson should be contacted at the Shady Rest Hotel by performers stranded in the Hooterville area.
Who's stranded? Hooterville or us?
What else did he say, Harry?
Who said that?
Me.
What was that?
What else does he say?
Carson is a big windbag and a sucker for show people. Pete Lang, Hawkeye Connie Show, suggests mentioning fact Carson produced Hooterville Talent Contest in 1945 and was ringmaster of Elks Club Circus in 1952. Caution. Avoid owner Kate Bradley. She's murder.
What's our next move?
To find our windbag. Come on, honey. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah?
I wonder if you could help me. I'm looking for a gentleman by the name of Joe Carson. Do you know him?
Does Joe Carson owe you any money?
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, I might be giving him some money.
I'm Joe Carson.
The Joe Carson? Why, it's not possible.
It certainly isn't.
I mean, you're such a simple man. But you never know.
You never know what?
Mr. Carson, my card.
Harry Harmon, proprietor, Sills Harmon Circus. You in the show business?
Of course I'm in show business. I'm here, Mr. Carson, because Pete Lang told me you're the only man in show business that could help me.
Pete Lang?
Yes, you remember Pete Lang, summer of 52. The Elks Club Circus. Pete said if it hadn't been for you, there wouldn't have been any performance.
Yeah, Pete Lang, he probably saw me ringmaster. Just having a little trouble with the dancing bear. I taught him a couple of steps, wasn't much.
It doesn't sound like much.
That's not the way Pete Lang tells it. According to him, you're the best little show doctor in the country. And, Doc, I've got a sick circus on my hands. Do you think you could have my circus on its feet in, say, 2 weeks?
Well, that depends.
You're absolutely right. It depends on how hard we'll work to incorporate your creative suggestions for the rehabilitation and rejuvenation of our fun-filled little extravaganza. Am I right, Doc?
Well, yes, but...
No buts about it, Doc. You're calling the shots from here on in. You're the doctor, Doc. Now, where are your offices located?
Offices?
Yeah.
Well, I live at the Shady Rest Hotel.
If that's where you want us, that's where we're going to be. You're the doctor, Doc. Now, you see, the trouble with our show is the first 45 minutes. You know what I mean, Doc? Nothing seems to happen.
Oh, when Mr. Harmon came to me with his problem, I suggested we make this our headquarters.
Oh, you suggested it.
That's right. You see, if we're all under the same roof, I can doctor the show while they're on their 2-week layoff.
Oh, they're out of work, huh?
Oh, that's a bad choice of words, Mrs. Bradley. Why, the Sills Harmon Circus hasn't been out of work for 15 years. Right, Mary?
Right, Mrs. Bradley. The only reason we're standing here right now is that my husband is a perfectionist. He's constantly pumping new blood into our company.
Yes, sir. And when it comes to new blood, you just don't take chances. You get the best doctor in town. And I can't think of a better man than old Doc Carson.
Doc Carson?
That's just an expression we use in the show business, Kate.
Mrs. Bradley, I presume you have enough rooms for all of us?
The whole circus?
Oh, no. I was referring to my executive staff, Mr. Tingling, Mr. Farnham, and Mr. Haley.
Tingling, Farnham, and Haley.
They're part of my organization. Mrs. Bradley, I'll be taking care of all the bills. Tell me, are you a member of the Wayfarers Club?
No.
How about the Bill of the Month Club?
Very nice.
Son of a gun. I never thought that I'd see the time when anybody would go for a good old solid cash.
Could I impose on you for a little favor, Mrs. Bradley? Would you keep my jewels in your safe?
Oh, but we don't have a safe.
You don't? Harry, let's go someplace else.
Oh, Mary, forget it. Mrs. Bradley looks honest. Besides, these jewels are insured for $20,000. May we have the key, Mrs. Bradley, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. Will you have the bellboy bring our bags upstairs in a little while? I want to tell you this is a charming place, isn't it, honey? Look at that staircase. Look at that elevator. I'm so glad old Doc Hobson talked us into staying here.
Just a second, Doc. Now that the patients have been put in their room, would you mind answering a question for Nurse Bradley? What sanitarium did you meet him in?
Pete Lang told him about me.
Pete Lang. Who's Pete Lang?
You remember him. He was around when I ringmastered that Elks Club circus.
Oh, yeah. When you taught the dancing bear those fancy steps. Who's Pete Lang?
Well, you remember him. He was that nice-looking fellow with a little mustache. He wore an overcoat just like the one Mr. Harmon has on.
Here, Max. Now remember, you're John L. Tingling.
John L. Tingling.
Welcome to the Shady Rest.
Thank you.
Well, here you are, Mr. Tingling. Room 3, top of the stairs.
Oh, by the way, when will Mr. Farnham and Mr. Haley be here?
Well, they ought to be here just about the time I hang up this coat.
Well, here you are, Mr. Farnham. Room 2.
Thank you.
Beat it, you mutt.
Did I hear a voice coming out of that suitcase?
Kate, these circus people are all ventriloquists. Is that right?
Yeah.
Take me upstairs.
I guess you'd better take him upstairs.
I've seen that coat before, but not in the small economy size.
All circus people dress eccentric. The important thing is business is booming, and we stand to make nothing but money.
I wish I was as sure about the money as I am about the nothing.
Stop worrying. We're dealing with one of the biggest outfits in the country. You got to look at Mrs. Harmon's jewels, didn't you?
Not with a magnifying glass. There's something about this whole setup I don't like. Something smells awful fishy.
Pardon me, lady. I'm Mr. Haley. Am I the last to arrive?
I'm the first to leave. Get him out of here.
This is Cecil, my pet seal. He goes everywhere I go.
Except upstairs.
Hey, now, wait a minute. If he can't stay, then I won't stay. And neither will Mr. Harmon or Mr. Tinling or Mr. Farnham.
I'll tell them while they're checking out. Now get
Wait a
him
minute,
out.
Kate. Mr. Haley, fortunate for you, you've picked one of the few hotels in the country that has its own special seal accommodations. This way, I'll show you.
Uncle Joe, I'm warning you, these two better be the last.
Come on, Cecil.
Hey, girls, come on down.
Why? We just got in. Yeah, the water's wonderful. It's nice and warm.
One of our guests wants to go swimming.
There's plenty of room. Yeah, why don't you have him come on up? Who is he?
Well, his name's Cecil.
We'll be right down.
Come on, fellas, let's go.
Who is it?
Oh, Kate Bradley, I'd like to make up your room.
Just a minute, Mrs. Bradley. I'm not decent. I'll be right with you, Mrs. Bradley. Calm down. Sit down. Relax. Sorry, Merv. Come in, Mrs. Bradley.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I'd like to make up the room.
Sure, honey. Go right ahead.
That's all right, Mrs. Bradley. We show people are used to fresh air.
Then I'll make the bed.
Oh, don't do that.
Why not?
We show people are very superstitious about strangers making our beds. We always like to make them ourselves.
Oh, well, I wish I had more guests that are superstitious. All right, then. I'll just leave you the towels. Where are the towels?
Towels? You see any towels, Mary?
No. You're gonna bring us some, aren't you, honey?
I had 6 towels when I came into this room.
Oh, you just thought you had them.
Oh, no, I had them.
Well, they're not here.
Now, look, Mr. Harmon, when I came in that...
It just came to me. Now I know where I've seen you before. Mary and I have been trying to remember. In the movies.
Oh, no, I've never been in the movies.
Then it must have been in television. You mean to tell me you've never been a star in show business before?
No.
Can you believe that, Mary?
It seems impossible.
A beautiful, talented woman like this in Hollywood has ignored her. Well, they're not going to get away with it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get in touch with my agent the first thing in the morning and see that this situation is remedied.
But
That's all right. Don't thank me. I owe it to the American public. Yeah.
Mr. Harmon, when you talk to your agent, would you ask him if he knows where the towels are?
Mom, how many cans of mackerel shall I give to Cecil?
I don't know.
Boy, that seal eats like a horse.
So do his friends. Oh, Richard.
More corn, Mom.
That's the 3rd time I fill that up.
Hey, Mom, what are we gonna eat?
How many cans of mackerel have we got left?
Bring it over here, Billy Joe. I haven't had a bite to eat.
There you go.
Oh, sure.
We have some more chicken, honey, please.
It's your 3rd helping of chicken. How can you eat so much?
I guess it's a country air.
Another platter? I fried 12 chickens.
He asked for more.
Get Uncle Joe.
Mom wants to see you in the kitchen.
Might just as well. I ain't doing any good here.
Honey, we have some more corn, please. I beat it. The coast is clear.
In the 3 days they've been here, they've consumed a grand total of 72 pork chops, 174 eggs, 8 pounds of butter, 22 gallons of milk, 22 apple pies, and a 5-pound box of candy the girls were going to give me for Mother's Day.
Don't blame me. All I've got to show for the last 3 days is a bent fork and spoon.
What I want to know is where are they putting it all?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Uncle Joe! Uncle Joe! Uncle Joe!
Kate, I'm busy doctoring the circus.
Uncle Joe, I just saw a little man about that high come out of the bathroom.
A little man? Oh, come now.
I tell you, I saw him, and he went in that room. Would you mind telling me what you... Where's the little man?
Little man? Why, there's no little man in here.
Do you mind if I look?
Well, help yourself.
Hey, I'm hot.
Shh. Find him?
No.
Kate, you'd better go lie down. You've been working too hard.
I tell you, I saw a little man. Uncle Joe!
What's the matter?
There's a man walking on my clothesline.
What man?
Him! There was a man walking on my clothesline.
Yeah, Kate.
Is that smoke? Uncle Joe! Uncle Joe!
Now what?
Look outside.
What do you want me to look at?
There was a man out there with fire coming out of his mouth.
Oh, it's probably one of our guests with heartburn.
He wasn't one of our guests. I have never seen him before. Now, Uncle Joe, there are a lot of people in this hotel who have not registered.
Kate, you're seeing things.
I have seen everything but money. Now, I want you to go upstairs and you tell Mr. Harmon I want him to take care of the bill, and I want him to do it right now.
Now, wait a minute.
Either you ask him or I'll ask him.
You'll ask me what, Mrs. Bradley? Isn't it a beautiful day? Yes, it is a beautiful day. Now then, you were going to ask me something, Mrs. Bradley?
Yes, Mr. Harmon.
Well, I'm afraid
I was...
it'll have to wait because I want to ask you something. Now, I hate to start the day off with a complaint.
Complaint?
Well, I don't know what else you call it. You see, I've been in this hotel of yours for 10 days now, and you have yet to present me with a bill.
Well,
I'm not interested in your excuses. Can you imagine what financial shape I'd be in if I ran my circus the way you run your hotel? You folks ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Well, I would...
Mrs. Bradley, may I please have a bill? Is this my bill, Mrs. Bradley?
Yes, it is.
Well, I would like the entire bill, please.
Oh, well, that's the entire bill.
Oh, that's it, huh? All righty. There you are. Oh, and Mrs. Bradley, in the future, let's keep our accounts up to date, shall we? See you at rehearsal.
And you were worried. Well, I gotta go doctor the show some more.
What's this? A non-paying directory for show business people? Got the Shady Rest in it, too. With a mention of windbag Joe Carson and murderous Kate Bradley.
Ladies and gentlemen, I direct your attention to the Sales Harmon Three-Doctor. Okay, let's speed it up. Everybody, let's get this show on the road.
Nice work, Doc.
Why do we have to go through this routine?
You like good food, don't you?
Sure.
And keep throwing the knives and don't make waves.
Uncle Joe, what in the world?
Hey, Mom, look at me.
Betty Joe, you get down from there.
This is fun. Look at me, Mom.
Uncle Joe, did you hear what I said? Stop this thing immediately.
Not now, Kate.
Uncle Joe, your friend Harmon is a fraud.
His name ain't Claude, it's Cecil.
It's what?
Louder and with more feeling.
Uncle Joe, let me tell you something. Betty Jo, I told you to get down from there.
But this is fun.
You get down. Oh! Betty Jo, you get out of there.
Mom, it isn't dangerous.
I said to get out of there.
Mom, Mrs. Harmon never misses.
What have I ever done to deserve this?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like your attention. I have an announcement to make.
Oh, boy, lunch.
Hold it.
Hold it, my bad.
The dining room is closed forever.
Now, just a minute, Mrs. Bradley. As a paying guest, I'm afraid I'll have to object.
You're not a paying guest. You're a sign-in guest.
But, Kate, that
Quiet. You're not even a guest. Mr. Harmon, I found this little guidebook under your bed.
How many times have I told you? Be neat.
Now then, you all have exactly 15 minutes to pack and leave.
But, Kate,
You've got 10.
Mom, you can't throw them out. Where'll they go?
Oh, well, let's see now. May I suggest Crabwell Corners Inn? See Frida Grayson. She is good for 2 weeks free room and board by telling her that she looks like Elizabeth Taylor.
I knew it wouldn't work.
You knew it wouldn't work.
You think everybody's as stupid as you are.
Oh, as stupid as you are, that's all.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, you like that? Why don't we go to your mother's place?
About through?
Yeah, this is the last room. Boy, what a mess.
I've been taking inventory, and this is what we had that we don't have now. 18 towels, 22 knives, 18 forks, 7 spoons, 12 ashtrays, and my grandmother's picture.
Grandma's picture?
Well, they left the picture, but they took the frame, and that is an all-time record for things swiped at the Shady Rest Hotel.
And they seem like such nice people. And they taught me so much. Ta-da!
Forget it. Now that you're all finished, you can all line up outside the bathroom door for a nice hot bath.
Hey!
Me first for a change. Uncle Joe! Uncle Joe!
What's the matter, Kate?
Your friends forgot something. When you're through, be sure and scrub the ring off the tub.
Peoticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Peoticoat Junction.
Dear Undecided, you sure have a humdinger of a problem.
Morning, Sam.
My advice to you is, oh, dag-nab this blasted machine.
Morning, Sam.
Oh, morning, Kate. I'll be with you in a minute.
Oh, that's all right. I can help myself.
My advice to you is, stop seeing the poor, young, hard-working, good-looking fella and start going out for the ugly old rich gink. Remember, money cannot buy happiness, but it can sure make misery a lot more enjoyable.
Now, this isn't any of my business, but you're not writing that advice to your nice little niece.
Oh, no. This is a new column for the newspaper.
Oh.
Yeah, I needed something to boost the World Guardian circulation. Well, last month we were clear up to 82 copies, and this month we're down to 43.
What's the reason for that?
Well, for one thing, I stopped printing Happy Hooligan on the comic page.
That'd do it.
Let's see. Dear Minerva, I am desperate.
Who's Minerva?
Me.
Who does your hair, Minerva?
Now, Kate, I'm up against a deadline with this column.
Oh, you women newspapermen are sure touchy.
Dear Minerva, I am desperate. My well is run dry, the bank is foreclosing the mortgage on my farm, the locusts have eaten my barn, and my horse has hay fever. What shall I do? Signed, Wit's End. Dear Wit's End, have no fear. Your problem has a simple solution.
Simple solution?
Just burn down the farmhouse, collect the insurance, and take off for South America.
Sam, what kind of advice is that?
What's wrong with it?
But you just can't tell somebody to burn down their property and run away.
I can't?
What other outlandish advice have you been given to these poor souls?
Well, now, here's one that's really got me stumped. This one is from Lonely. She writes, I am a widow with nothing in the world but $3 million. Can you help me find a man who needs me as much as I need him?
Lonely? Meet Wit's End.
Well, I'll be doggone. Why didn't I think of that?
Well, because, Minerva, you're not a woman.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Because women are sensitive about things like that. And when you get right down to it, they're practical.
You mean a woman should write the Dear Minerva column?
Of course.
That's what I've been hoping you'd say. And meet Minerva.
Me? Oh, just a second. I can't give advice.
You just did. But you're perfect for the job. I don't know why I didn't think of you before.
Oh, no, Sam, I'm too busy. I got my 3 girls. I got the hotel to run.
That's just it. You've been solving people's problems for years, just being you.
Oh, Sam, stop and think about it. The folks in this valley aren't going to send their personal problems to Kate Bradley.
Well, it could be our secret. You could type the column at the hotel and bring it down here, and nobody'd never know who Minerva is.
I just don't have time running back and forth delivering columns.
We could get somebody else to bring it.
Then it won't be a secret.
Well, it would if we could get somebody who wouldn't talk.
There isn't such a person in this valley.
Yes, there is.
Who?
Him. How about it, boy? You want to get in a newspaper game?
Hi, Mom.
I thought you were taking a bath.
I forgot my towel.
Oh.
What are you doing for my typewriter?
What typewriter?
The one in your hands.
Oh, that typewriter. I was going to take it down to the kitchen and dust it. Your Z's are awful fuzzy.
Oh, I just cleaned it yesterday.
Well, you know how Z's are. They're just dust collectors. They're even worse than B's or X's. Or, well, you're going to be late for your date.
I don't have a date tonight.
You don't?
No, I'm going to bed early.
Oh, fine. Well, then you won't want a noisy typewriter in your room.
Carry that upstairs.
I'm not going upstairs.
You're not? Well, you're facing.
Well, just because a person is facing doesn't mean that they're going.
Mom, you all right?
Look, why don't you go and do your homework?
Well, I don't feel like doing it. I've got something more important to do.
Like what?
Well, I've got to write out the batting order for the Hooterville Hawks for tomorrow's game.
Homework is more important than batting orders.
Well, I need the typewriter for my homework.
Like I was saying, batting orders are more important than homework.
Mom, are you serious?
Now, would you get going before I change my mind?
Hey, you ought to have somebody help you carry that heavy machine.
I don't need any help.
Of course you do. Girls!
Never mind. I can manage without the girls.
Where are you going with that?
To the kitchen.
What are you going to do with it?
Why is everybody so nosy? Listen to this. Dear Minerva, I am in love with a shoe salesman who doesn't know I'm alive. Every day I buy a pair of shoes just so he'll notice me. Now I have 20 pairs of shoes, and he still hasn't given me a tumble. What should I do? Signed, Lovesick. Dear Lovesick, either get another boyfriend or find a centipede who's tired of going barefoot. After all, this is just my first batch. Somebody's coming.
Hello, Bobby Joe. I thought I heard a typewriter down here.
A typewriter? What would I be doing with a typewriter?
I heard something clicking.
Oh, it must have been this. I'm knitting a sweater.
With an ice pick?
Just for cold weather.
Where's the yarn?
Well, anybody can knit with yarn.
You and your jokes. It was just that old woodpecker again.
She's a woodpecker.
Huh?
Never mind.
Hey, do you mind? I want to get in the icebox
What for?
to make myself a chicken sandwich.
Oh, you shouldn't be eating at this time of night.
I always eat at this time of night. Been doing it for 20 years.
Well, but didn't you hear the speech the president made about the dangers of inflation?
I just eat. Whatever happens after that's none of my business.
Yeah, but you got 20 years of unfinished business right there. Now, you wind up and go to bed.
Yeah,
Very
we-
bad
we
for you to
can't
eat
have
tonight.
a sandwich
Have a glass of
tonight.
water. That'll fill you up.
Stomach
Good night,
hurts.
Uncle Joe. Good night, dear.
Hi, Mom. Is the stove hot?
Don't touch that.
Well, I want to dry my baseball shirt.
Well, you dry it somewhere else.
It'll dry quick in the oven.
Hang it in the bathroom.
Well, Mom, you've always told us girls not to hang our personal stuff in the bathroom because of the guests.
Will you stop listening to your mother and listen to your mother?
Stop listening to you and listen to you?
Well, you can't dry it in the oven, and that's final.
Why don't you want me to open the oven? Have you got something in there?
No.
Then why can't I open the door?
Because I have a typewriter in there, that's why.
A typewriter.
A typewriter.
Oh, Mom, you're too much. You're whipping up some sort of surprise, aren't you?
Well, you might call it that.
Well, whatever it is, it sure smells good.
Oh, but I have to type it over. What a shame. Because now it's a real hot column. Signed, want you to take this to Hooterville and deliver it to Sam Drucker personally. Understand? And remember, if anybody finds out that I'm Minerva, you're going to be back in Alaska pulling a sled for Nanak of the North.
All right, boy. Carry the mail.
Dear Undecided, my advice is to marry the astronomer. At least you'll know where he is nights.
Oh, I don't agree with Minerva. She should have told Miss Undecided to marry the banker. If I were Minerva, I'd have told her to marry a ball player. Wouldn't you, Mom? Mom?
What?
Would you prefer the astronomer or the ball player?
Well, have a little of both.
Mom, we're talking about Minerva's column.
My nervous what?
Listen to this. Dear Minerva, I am a hard-working man, on my feet from 6 in the morning till midnight. But my niece is always complaining that I never work enough.
Poor guy. I know just how he feels. Go ahead, I'll share the rest of it.
What can I do about it? Signed, Joe C. Mom, did you hear that?
She's asleep again.
Mom?
What?
Mom, you were asleep.
Oh, I was not.
Well, yes, you were.
Heard every word you said.
What did we say?
You said I was asleep. That's what you said. Haven't got breakfast started yet. Go on.
Breakfast ready, Kate.
Good morning. Pardon me.
Hey, that's Betty Jo's dog.
Never mind the dog. Mind what you're doing.
My little friend.
Good boy. I gotta hand it to you. We're into our third week and nobody's got wise.
Hi, fellas. Hi, Sam. Hey, what time's the paper coming out?
Yeah, we want to read Minerva's column.
If folks will stop pestering me, it'll be out at its regular time.
Sam, who is this Minerva anyhow? Is she from around here?
Oh, she's too smart to be from around here. She's got to live in Boston or Philadelphia.
You're right about that, Floyd. For once. Hey, what's he doing here? Who? The dog.
He was back at the Shade of Rest when we pulled out. He beat the train in.
What's so unusual about that?
I wonder if Kate knows he's gone. Maybe we ought to take him back.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. He might have business in town.
What kind of business would a dog be having in town?
If you want to know, ask him. I ain't nosy.
Come on, Charlie. We've got to get that crate to the grain store.
Ooh, hot ziggity. This ought to boost circulation another 5 readers. Here's a batch for Minerva.
There, hear it? Mom's at it again.
What on earth could she be writing? She's been at it for weeks.
A novel, maybe.
Use your head. Why would she keep it a secret if she were writing a novel?
Maybe it's the story of my life. Like
the big day you had the braces taken off of your teeth?
I've got it. She's carrying on a secret correspondence with a man. It explains everything. Writing at night, going around dead on her feet all day.
Like Elizabeth Barrett and Robert Browning.
Do they live around here?
The poet.
You mean Mom's writing to a poet?
Oh, skip it.
I wonder who it could be.
Stay there a minute. Sam Drucker speaking. Who'd you say it was, Sarah? What eagle? I don't know any eagles. Oh, the big city newspaper? Yeah, put him on. It's long distance. Yeah, this is the editor of the Hooterville World Guardian. Well, thank you. We think Minerva's column's pretty good, too. You want to what it? Oh, syndicate. In 46 papers. Well, our circulation's almost twice that. Oh, 46 different papers. Well, gee, I don't know. I'd have to ask her. Can I call you back? Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Haskins. Stick around. I gotta dash off a real special note to Kate.
Bye now. Bye.
Oh, there you are, you little scamp. Come here. Hey, what's that stuck to your collar?
A little tighter.
Mom is in love. What? And not with a poet. It's Sam Drucker.
Oh, not that tight. And how do you know?
Because this was attached to the dog's collar. Listen, dear Kate, our little secret is working out just fine. I've got a proposal to make to you about you-know-what. I'm so happy for both of us, I could kiss you. Devotedly, Sam Drucker.
Wow.
Wow! Wow!
What's all the commotion?
Uncle Joe, you'll never guess. Hold it. Uncle Joe, you better sit down. Just sit right down here, Uncle Joe. Make yourself comfortable. That's right.
You know how strange Mom's been acting lately?
How she's been sneaking my typewriter out of my room and writing all night?
And you know who she's been writing to? And who's going to propose to her?
And who can hardly wait to kiss her?
Who?
Sam Drucker!
I better sit down.
Mr. Drucker's going to be our father.
And he'll be your nephew.
Man my age don't want no bald-headed nephew.
Well, gee, if Mom and Mr. Drucker are in love, well, why all the secrecy?
If I was in love with Sam Drucker, I'd sure keep it a secret.
And sending notes back and forth by the dog. Why don't they just come right out?
I know.
Maybe she thinks we wouldn't approve.
There must be some reason why they're hiding it from everybody.
What could it be? Well, she couldn't be worried about one of us. We're all grown up. There's only one way to find out about this. Ask the one person who can give us the answer. Dear Minerva!
And so now now we understand why our mother has been so cranky with us and is always tired and run down. It's not right for us girls to stand in her way to marry the man she loves.
That's a real knee slapper, Kate. Imagine the girls thinking you and me are planning to get...
No, Sam, it isn't funny. You know, while Minerva is being a big shot in print, Kate Bradley has been tired and worn out, run down, and cranky. Didn't realize I'd been neglecting the girls.
Yeah, but think of what it'll mean to have your column syndicated. You'll be a celebrity. Why, people will be after you for autographs. There'll be parties. You'll be making speeches.
Sam, I'm about to make one now.
This is what I call a real dinner for a change. A little more of that white meat. And the dark.
Not to, mention dressing?
Yeah, a little of that, too.
And more mashed potatoes, Uncle Joe?
Uh-huh.
And not too easy on the gravy.
That's right.
And some more biscuits and strawberry jam, huh, Uncle Joe?
Notice how I'm cutting down?
Oh, yes, I have. I believe that's the smallest fourth helping I have ever seen you take.
Hey, girls, the paper's in.
Read Minerva's column. Girls, don't you think we ought to wait till after dinner?
Oh, we just want to take a peek. Is it in? Is it in? It's here. The letter from Worried Sisters.
Read Minerva's answer.
Dear Worried Sisters, and all my nice readers. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, no. What is it?
She can't. She just can't. She can't what? Betty Jo, either read it or give it to me.
Oh, Mom, you read it. I can't.
Dear Worried Sisters, and all my nice readers, this is my last column. Before I say goodbye, I'd like to tell the Worried Sisters, stop worrying. Your mother doesn't sound like the type to carry on a secret romance. If she wanted to marry her old friend, the storekeeper, you'd be the first to hear about it.
Yeah. You know, that Minerva sure is wise. I guess it's because she's so old.
Why is she giving up the column?
Oh, well, Minerva says, my readers have helped me more than I have ever helped them. And if there's anybody who really needs to follow Minerva's advice, it's yours truly, Minerva.
Did you hear that, Uncle Joe? Minerva isn't going to write her column anymore.
That's no loss. You know who could write a better column than that Minerva woman?
Who?
Your mother.
Peoticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.